What you eating?
Russet apple, I believe.
Russet?
Russet.
I think that's one of the oldest apples in the United States.
Say that.
One of the first apples in the United States.
And we have one.
What's it taste like?
Andy, is russet the oldest apple tree or apple in the United States? That's a good question for you, pal.
What's it taste like?
It's pretty sweet. Tastes like a pear almost.
Got a kind of texture of a pear too, doesn't it?
Yeah. Just the skin's not smooth. We'll leave it snug, don't we?
Gotta be able to move the bearing forward just a tiny bit. I think it'll go on its own once you tighten the blade.
Blade's tight.
Well, not anymore because it just moved.
Oh, because of that.
Right. Just snug it. You don't need to tension it. And then tighten those two bolts back up and see how it tracks. All right, now see how it tracks. Did it move?
Doesn't look like it. Oh yeah, I guess it did a little bit.
All right,
How's that one?
let me check this side. This side is just about even, just a tiny back a little bit.
Check that one. Feels like it's still got a little lip.
Yeah, I think you can go just a little bit more. It's better than it was. Hello everybody, and welcome back to our channel, Two Brothers Outdoors. This morning we're going to finish up this ash order, swamp ash. Tim has changed the drive belt on his mill, and we are attempting to get the blade to track properly before we start sawing. So it's going to be just a few minutes. Stick with us and we'll get busy sawing up this ash. And you might notice that Tim's wearing a heavy long sleeve shirt. I'm wearing a vest. Cool weather's here. We're enjoying it.
And it's not orange.
And bear season opens today. We'll be going bear hunting this afternoon. Late this afternoon. Okay, so we got it tracking perfectly. What Tim's going to do is he's going to start to saw up. We need to warm it up anyway. And he's going to run it for a second and make sure it stays tracking properly before we throw the guards on. Then we're going to throw the guards on and we're going to saw this ash, that swamp ash, and then we got both log arches with the ash on them. This one here and that one over there in the corner. What we're doing is we're sawing 5/4 by 8 for a customer who bought a large quantity of ash from us this past spring, and we threw in a couple pieces of swamp ash. He liked it so much he called in an order for more. All right, let's get this thing going, warmed up, and we'll start sawing. You might be wondering why we're sawing hardwood on Tim's mill, because we usually typically use Tim's mill for softwood and use my mill for the hardwood. Well, my mill's still down. The shaft broke the other night and we called Hud-son. We got the shaft warranted, no problem, and they're sending the shaft, but you know how the shipping companies are. Sometimes they like to drag ass, especially when you live out in the boonies. Okay, so the new track sweeps are really working out good. I think this is the cleanest the track has ever been. How do you like those track sweeps?
They work great, except for one thing.
What's that?
It makes it hard to change that blade out. Look at, you only got this much room to change it out.
Why don't you raise the head up above the track sweep? That's embarrassing. Oh, look, you got a whole lot more clearance now. Okay, so we got an 11-inch log here, and here's the mark. Don't go below this mark. That's the center of the log right there. And then we'll flip it over, cut it at 8 inches, and then we'll start ripping off 5/4 by 8 boards. Are you ready, Maestro?
Ready.
Or should I say Sawyer? right, you see that color right there? This is what makes swamp ash different from regular ash. Regular ash would be white way in. Swamp ash, you got this dark, rich color.
Hey, and let me tell you something. It stinks like swamp ash.
Okay, we rolled the log over 180. He's making his cut at 8 inches. And I'll start ripping off the boards. My mistake, he didn't cut it at 8 inches. I thought maybe we should have toe boarded it because it wasn't very wide. Now he's cutting 8 inches and getting an extra board. He's becoming quite the sawyer. Always thinking. That looks much better. Alright, so he's bringing up the toe board a little bit. Yeah, I think that'll do it right there. That looks good.
You notice how easy that went?
I know.
I fixed it.
Check the knees real quick. Make sure we got no gaps here, which will indicate that it's dogged down too tight. When you dog them too tight, it bends the board. It bends the knees like this, and the board actually comes out crooked, and you end up with a diamond board. So we got this moss growing on the end of this tree, and this is all going for firewood, but I'll take this little piece right here, toss it over there in the spruce swamp, and hopefully that moss will keep going and love it. Look at the color. Look at the color in this log. The sapwood is very limited. It just got a lot of dark, deep, rich brown color. Okay, so he should start at his first 5/4 and work his way down from there. Alright guys, we got 6 boards out of that one small log, which is nice. We got 2 flitches, which we'll get probably 6-inch boards out of that. We'll add those into the order also. Alright, second log on the mill, ready to go. He's marking the end now, so we don't get below that 8-inch mark. It helps to center the pit. This next log going on here has these bumps on it. Those are indications of branches that have long gone. Hoping that it's not too awful bad on the inside as far as knots go, but there is an awful lot of bumps in it. Of course, it could make the wood actually very interesting. Okay, just toe boarded it up a little bit. You move that toe board over closer to the dog, or to the knee, I mean. It's working a lot better now than it was. You had it too far out this way. So you notice we left a flitch laying next to this. Well, one side of this needs to be cut just a little less. So when we get the cant down close to 7 inches, we're going to stand that up next to it and cut that one edge off that needs to be cut off. Cant has a base to hold the flitches down, so that'll work great. 2 of these flitches are going to clean up at 7, so he's going to cut the first cut at 7, and then we'll work these 2 that's closer to the cant down to usable boards. Two of those flitches came out at 7 inches wide. These are probably going to come out at 6. So hopefully we can get enough of these smaller boards to make up the difference in board feet. Tree was dying. If you look at it, it's actually got spalting in it, which it just adds to the character. That's the pith. Okay, this is that log with all the bumps in it. Hopefully we're going to find some very interesting wood in there. All right, keeping our fingers crossed that this wood's got character, but not garbage. First look at what it looks like under those bumps. A couple of knots, but they're nice tight knots, so they're not going to be a problem, and that's great. Looks like bumpy road right there. All those bumps. This is one good looking log right here. We're going to get into this one. This was a veneer quality log, so we're really looking to get some nice wood out of this one. And this will be the one that's full of rotten ants. The way our luck runs. Right there. That's good.
I want to test something a second.
Okay, so this log has got a little bit of an oval to it. Not much, but we're going to lay the oval horizontal. That'll give us more boards when we start ripping off the 5/4 boards. Okay, he capped the board, was able to get, or capped the log. He's able to get one board out of it, one flitch. We're going to cut the bark off of this. We'll get a 5-inch wide board. Not much, but it's a little extra for the customer. Got a very nice log here. Look at that. That is beautiful. You see the oval in that log really well now. That oval is going to give us more boards. Okay, so on this cut, 1 inch, things happen. We're cutting these boards at 5/4, and Tim should have dropped to the 8 inches and then came up 5/4, but instead he cut it at the 5/4 mark. Not thinking about it, it happens. So we ended up with a 1 inch board, but that's okay. We'll just throw it in with a pile, the customer will be able to use it. We are going to get some nice 5/4, 8 inch boards out of this side. Real life experiences. If we can't share our real life experiences with people, then they don't learn from it. Look at that log right there. That is the perfect log. Very little taper, and look at that grain. Beautiful grain. Hoping to get 6 out of this. I'd even be happier if we got 7. Hello, Miss Allie. Okay, so he's going to hold off on the last cut. We're going to use what's left of the cant to buck up these, cut up these flitches.
2.5.
We're going to get 6 boards out of it. I was hoping for 7, but we got 6, but that's okay. We got one more log. We will complete this order. All right, so we're using this, what's left of the cant, to put the flitches against. It makes it a little easier to cut the flitches. We'll see what we can get out of these flitches. They will be extra wood for the customer. Oh, look at that. We came up with a nice pile of lumber for our customer. He is really going to like this pile of lumber. Hey, if you want to be in the video, you got to sit up here with us.
Come here, babe.
She says she's too tired. Leave her alone. Okay, guys, that's going to conclude the video for today. That was a nice order. We were disappointed in one of those logs. We had some of those knots, had some punk in them, but those are gimme boards. Customer can use pieces of parts out of it, and it'll make him happy, and we get rid of it. It won't be firewood. Oh well.
Changed the belt on the Patriot. Realigned it.
Got the blade cutting good. It was a brand new blade, wasn't it?
Yeah, I switched it because of the ash.
All right, guys. Thanks for watching. If you haven't subscribed to our channel, hit that subscription button. You won't be sorry you did. Thumbs up. We like those thumbs up. Notifications bell.
You know why.
You know the deal.
You know why.
All right, guys. Thanks for watching. Until the next one, we will catch you later.